It's a video with him and Hélio Gracie.
Yeah.
How did that happen? And how, like, you were a white belt, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, how did you get to do this?
My dad. That's an incredible story, right? That's when I said that, look here, I was 18, 19 years old on this one here. When my dad saw me, okay, that's what I want to do for a living, right? That's what I want to do. You need to look for the best for you, right? That's crazy, right? And my dad is a good talk, storyteller, right? And he communicates really well. And he said, okay. And in the 50s, 60s, he came to, he did he was in the Mariners on Brazil, on Rio. He knew all the stories about the Gracie family, right? I said, no, when you talk about Jiu-Jitsu, the only people that I know is the Gracies, right? And he traveled a lot back then, right? All over the Brazil doing clinics, like I mentioned before. And he, one day, not even tell me, right? He go to the yellow pages, saw got the address for the Gracie Maita, where the most iconic Gracie school. And he decided to get there, right? In middle of the week, in the morning, or before he went to work. When he got there, the first person that I meet was Hélio Gracie. And Hélio Gracie was 79 years old back then, and he lived in Itaipava. It's a city. It's like here to Lake Tahoe. And it just once a week he was going down to Rio to see the school and run a couple lessons, private lessons, things that I have to do in Rio. I want to go back like once a week. And that's the day that I met my dad met him. They sat down, they start talking. They said, look, I'm from Brazil, introduce himself, and I'm from Brasilia. My son is super passionate about jiu-jitsu, right? And but he doesn't have a place to train. I was still training with the blue belt, the blue belt that I mentioned before. And like him, I have a few other kids and guys that love to be involved in jiu-jitsu. You guys have anyone to bring to Brazil to teach there? And he said, look, right now, the only people that I trust is my own kids. And they're all over, right? They have one in the school here, one in São Paulo, Hickson, Horion, and Royce was already here in LA. And I don't have anyone to teach him. Why you don't bring him here? Oh, really? Oh, yeah, bring him before I can meet him. I said, okay. And this was a week before. And a week after we were there. We went to his ranch. We spent the day there with him. Training, talking, right? And it was a beautiful place like in the mountains. Looks a lot like Lake Tahoe, right?
Yeah.
The mountains, greens, the Gracie Valley, they call.
Did he feel pretty strong even at that age?
Yeah, his grips, it's unbelievable. Yeah, we roll. I don't think we have a scene that we're rolling, right?
Like
but I was really impressed by his grips. And a lot of specific training. It's not a free roll, right? He said, okay, let me get you in the mount position. And he was try to choke me from there, armbar me, I try escape. And it's vice versa. Switch, I went down, and he's on top. I was on top, he's on down. He's trying to defend. But yeah, it was a great experience. And the fun story, this was 1993, August 1993, right?
Yeah.
And he said, okay, he arranged with my dad. We bring out your son here, but I couldn't do back then on this time because I was in school. So maybe you can start in January. You bring him, you're going to stay a few months with me. We're going to train him. More like a certified teacher, right? And my dad, okay, good. And I was kind of hesitant because from everything that I know, I heard from Jiu-Jitsu, right? Take you forever to get a black belt, right? But what he was trying to explain for me, to my dad, look, I'm not saying your son is going to be a world champion in Vale Tudo or Jiu-Jitsu in 6 months, but everything, he has a book on his desk. Everything that I know from Jiu-Jitsu is here, right? That's what all my instructors have been teaching for the last 40 years. It's here. That's what my kids teach. If he likes sport Jiu-Jitsu or be a Vale Tudo fighter, it's a different story, right? But everything that I have, I can teach him everything that I have over here. It's on him what he's going to do after that. But he said, I'm leaving right now to LA, and one of my kids gonna fight in November now. And he's gonna fight November. I'm there to train him. That's why I cannot do this next few months because I'm going to LA, and they're gonna fight. It's gonna be the 8 best martial arts in the world, right?
Is that the UFC?
First UFC.
Wow,
Yes.
snap.
Oh my god,
Crazy story, right?
yeah, that's insane.
It was November, I think it was the first UFC, November 1993. This was like end of August. But anyways, during that time, that's when I met my instructor, right? And the plan followed through. I said, you know what? It would be if I was looking back now, I would have do it 100% sure. More for the experience to be around that guy for more days, right? And life experience. I don't think it would be easy because, of course, in this age, it can be stubborn, it can be, it wouldn't be easy to, but have a certified from him and carry this for my career would be a great story, right? I think great for my curriculum. But I was just that day, and I met him a couple of times in tournaments too. It's crazy. Maybe 3 years later, I think it was 96. I saw him in a tournament. I walked to him. He said hi, and he recognized me. Hey, how's your Mr. Werneck doing? Everything was Mr. All sir.
Yeah.
Super respectful. Crazy guy, right? So many fights he got in his life, right? To represent Jiu-Jitsu. But it was a great day. Probably one of for sure for stories to tell my kids and my story with me, my dad, because I'm the youngest for four kids, right?
Oh,
and have that time just me, my dad, and him supporting me something that I like, right? It's nothing related with him. It would be easy for him just talk about what he was doing with my oldest brother, right? For living, no, but for me it was him get involved, something that is not much his craft, but he willing to help, make sure that he does this best for his son. Right?
That's a really good lesson for parents that are listening.
Power Project family, how's it going? Now, a lot of you guys are lifters, athletes. You're serious about the gym, and we are too. And that's why we've been using Slingshot products for years, all right? You have the original Slingshot, obviously the glittery pink hip circle, which is my personal favorite. But if you don't like that, then you have the normal hip circle that's used to warm up the hips. But on the website, they have tons of equipment, knee sleeves, elbow sleeves, the gangster wraps right there. So you need to go check them out. And Andrew, can you tell them more about it?
Yes, that's over at markbellslingshot.com. And at checkout, enter promo code PowerProject10 to save 10% off your entire order. Links to them down in the description, as well as the podcast show notes.
I always say that my dad bought us a weight set in our garage when I was maybe 11 or something like that, 12. And, I started lifting in there with my brothers, and it just changed our lives forever. So to the parents listening, what is the thing that you could do for your child? Yeah. Simply taking them to jiu-jitsu, one time, happened to meet, one of the greatest of all time, kind of the guy that's labeled as, bringing jiu-jitsu really to worldwide recognition. I mean, honestly, right? The Gracie family, and along with all the things they did in the UFC and stuff like that. I mean, it really changed everything forever. So there could be a moment in you have children, right? There could be a moment in your child's life right now where you take them to that baseball practice, or you take them to that thing that they fall in love with, and they end up with their own version of jiu-jitsu.
100%, yes.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, go ahead and comment down below and let us know what you liked about it, all right? Share this with a friend. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also, we are on Reddit and Discord. All that's down below. All our sponsors and everyone that supports us down below there too, so you can get whatever you like from us, all right? Peace.